All right. Hello, hello. What is it? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It is a new moon, and we're going over the new moon forecast. Now, before I get started with that, I always do financial Fridays, and I'll be back on Friday doing that. But I have been observing some things that are going on the past week, and there are some major moves being made by BlackRock right now. Just all kinds of things. Doing business with China and things like that. Now our American dollar is dropping, but this thing with Hawaii and Lahaina, um, there are people, realtors, investors over there now trying to get the people's land that burned down dirt cheap. So the vultures are there now. Um, and my understanding is they're not letting certain, they're as of a couple of days ago, local places were trying to get goods and services to some of the people, and the Blue Cross and FEMA were not Blue Cross, Red Cross and FEMA were not allowing it. So there's just something very uh, fishy going on there. I don't know what it is, but we're not here to discuss that. We are here to discuss the new moon in Leo. So yes, we have this beautiful new moon this morning, August 16th. It's at 5:38 a.m. So it's past, it's new. The moon is new and growing. 5:38 a.m. Eastern time. So it happened probably around what? 2 something in the morning on the west. Now this new moon is very hedonistic and celebratory. Those are two words you're going to hear me say a lot in this forecast. This Leo energy will make all of us feel very festive and we'll feel like celebrating and enjoying ourselves. Leo's energy will make us feel like kids again. And the agenda is going to be all about having fun these next few weeks, enjoying parties, going out for concerts and sporting events, and experiencing the finer things in life. Now, this is very understandable because Leo rules the fifth house of joy, love, romance, children, creativity. Romances intensify, and the children will bring joy and happiness into our lives. New romances can be started under these stars, but with Venus retrograde, I wouldn't start up any new relationships. I would focus on working on the ones you already have set in place. Now, many of us experience the childlike qualities that are brought to the forefront with this energy. The downfall to this energy will be that some of the big egos are going to have to be kept in check, along with showing a little humility. It's okay to brag about our accomplishments and our successes, but listen to others and their stories and their successes as well. Don't be an attention whore, is what I'm trying to say in a very subtle way. Now, with the moon in Leo, it is usually one of the most perfect times to spruce yourself up, pay a visit to the day spa, the hairdresser, plastic surgeon, dermatologist, or shop for something shiny and sparkly. Many of us will want to get noticed now. However, stick to at home beauty treatments, um, remedies, and things like that, at home facial, at home hair colors. Nothing involving the beauty industry is blessed right now with a Venus in retrograde. So just because we have this new moon, you still have to follow universal laws. Now, it is the perfect time. Um, this energy is going to, like I said, make us feel like kids again, and it wouldn't hurt for us as well to get out in the sunshine. After all, what does Leo rule? The sun. Um, so get out there in the sunshine with your kids, grandchildren, have some fun. It is the perfect time for a family day out to the beach, the lake, the zoo, a picnic. The kids will have lasting memories and it will bring many smiles all around. Now, many love affairs start now and romance is everywhere, but is also short-lived when Venus is retrograde. So there might be something, a 2-week fling, a 3-week fling. It will be short-lived. The relationships that survive this retrograde will come out more solid. This is really, a Venus retrograde is really more of a uh, time of testing each other when you're already in a relationship. So there's that. The stars will shine upon many of us, and wherever you have Leo placed in your chart, you will feel the strength of the sun empowering you. Now, souls born with a sun, a moon, a rising, a dragon's head or tail in Leo will feel this energy strongly, along with Aquarius, Leo's polar opposite. And all fire signs, you will be extremely magnetic and sensual these next couple of weeks. So there's that. Now, my magical folk. Now, this one was a little short and sweet, okay? The Leo new moon's energies are perfect for any sort of love spell working. After all, the fifth house rules love and romance. So any kind of workings for spell work, for love, perfect. Any kind of workings for courage, power, and strength over others. I find that strong protection spells can be done, especially for children, because after all, what does Leo in astrology rule in the fifth house? Love, romance, children. So Leo moons, whether they're full or new, are very powerful for any kind of protection spell for your children, your grandchildren, or any child for that matter. I also highly recommend fertility spells, and childbirth spell work is very effective too. Now, hear me out here. Yes, technically I would say more of a water energy would be more fertile, like say Cancer. But let's remember, Leo doesn't just rule love, it rules children, and that falls into childbirth and childbearing and fertility in some ways. So it doesn't hurt to try fertility spells. Probably better near a Cancer new moon or full moon, but doesn't hurt. Now, if you are pregnant and you're a practitioner and you want to have a nice, smooth childbirth, this is the perfect energy to do any kind of spell work for yourself like that. So happy magic making. Now, I put one forecast in here, and that is Leo's. I will always do the monthly signs zodiac for the month. So the entire forecast is on Patreon only. And like I said, I only share the birthday zodiac for the month. You can join for only $5 a month. Check out the newsletter, astrologywitch.com. So Leo, this new moon is right on you, your first house, and this is the house of self and soul's purpose. It also represents appearance. So Leos will be able to progress forward and make those needed changes to make their lives better. This is your moon, and the opportunity is given to all Leos to advance, make plans for the future, and even change their appearance. Please wait to do that until Venus goes direct on September 3rd, 2023. You can go to the drugstore and get your hair color and get some facials, press on nails. Just don't do anything in the aesthetics world right now until that planet goes direct. Please remember, dear Leo, that the changes you create with this new moon phase are going to have a very positive impact on you for the future. So best of luck this month, Leo. Now, Leo new moons will always make us act and feel like kids again, and we should every once in a while kick our shoes off and play in the dirt, so to speak. This moon will make us more hedonistic, indulgent, celebratory, and many of us just want to have fun. I think of that Cyndi Lauper song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I'm showing my age, I know. But this is where we want to have fun. We want to enjoy life and have a good time. This energy brings out the kid or juvenile in us again, and I'm reiterating that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Get out there and have some fun. Be a kid again. The reason I reiterate things on my newsletters is because general rule of thumb, you need to repeat things at least 7 times for it to sink in, but you also need to repeat things because the general public, the majority of people, myself included, we have between 5 and 7 second attention span. And it's just the way the world is. So that's why I reiterate things. Now, Leo rules children, and it will be all about the kids. Back to school shopping and the last bit of fun in these dog days of summer, as I call them. I do want you all to be careful around the 23rd as we move into a Platonic energy phase. This energy is going to be all about wake-up calls for all of us. Secrets always get exposed under these stars, and the rich and famous meet their demise too in this energy. So if you want all the dates, you will have to join Patreon for that. The Platonic phase will bring headlines about domestic issues, children, conflicts, and even tragedies. Always remember that even though we are in a waxing moon phase, bad things still happen. And with the dragon's tail now in Libra, right on the United States' 4th house, this is the house of security and home and family. There will be some dramatic news regarding the USA's looming housing crisis, a homeless issue, and even mortgage fraud is coming. Now, that may not happen in these next 2 weeks, but for the next 18 months, this energy sits on the United States' 4th house. So you're going to see more crisis in the housing market. And I will tell you, in 10 years from now, not to change the subject, but in 10 years from now, there are about 2 or 3 jobs that are going to be obsolete. One of them is going to be bank teller. There won't be those anymore. Real estate agent is another one. And in the food industry, people that work in the fast food industry, in 10 years from now, you will all be replaced with AI. That is a reality that's coming. Let's move on to a little more happier note here, though. I want you all to enjoy these next 2 weeks. Enjoy the new moon's energy and get out there with the family and make memories. I would steer clear, though, of amusement parks with rides because Mercury is retrograde. Now, ancient astrology, it's the 13th. Modern astrology, it's not until the 23rd. But it can bring mechanical issues. And I give you a perfect example. I shared this a few days ago with my Patreons. Many years ago, we went to Disneyland with the kids. We took the kids. They were little. I think they were like 11 and 7, something like that. And no, it was my oldest. It had to be, my oldest was younger than that. Oh, anyway, I'm on the haunted house ride. The ride gets stuck in the dark. I got my kid crying in my lap, face buried in my lap, crying. And it took us about a half an hour before we were able to leave and get off that ride. Moral of the story here is Mercury was retrograde. Didn't matter whether it was a waxing moon. So what I'm saying is enjoy, have fun, go out and enjoy the sunshine. Steer clear of amusement parks and rides because that's where things you can get in trouble. That's all I'm saying. Mechanical issues happen. I'm wishing all of you a very wonderful new moon and blessings to you all. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Gail. I did the Lionsgate. Okay, so you did the Lionsgate candle manifestation and nothing has happened. And you did not do it wrong. Um, like I said, it's a new moon today. Give it a couple of weeks. The spell I did is great. Blessings to you too, hon. The spell I did is great for any type of Lionsgate. Now, I explained this on TikTok, and I did not say this on like YouTube, but Lionsgate is a relatively new concept, in my opinion. How do I put this? It's not something that the witchcraft world does, or the Wiccan world, or the pagan world. It's more of a new age thing. A lot of spiritualists do it. A lot of astrologers, people like that do, do things like that. I'm sorry, my shoes. I never put them away. My kids are out of town, and one of my daughter's cats is like so clingy that I'm like carrying him all over the house. Come on, come on. So please bear with me while I pick the big baby up because he's being very clingy today. But anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that the Lionsgate happened in a hi Leslie. The Lionsgate happened in a waning moon phase. So it will take longer to bring those things to you because of the energies of the moon. In fact, one of the things I should have said on my Patreon for you guys was that this is also a perfect time when we have the Lionsgate and the moon is waning. It's a perfect time to show gratitude for the things that we already have, because when we show gratitude for the things we already have, more abundance will come to us. So, Kathy, just because nothing's happened yet, the moon is new now and the energies are working in your favor. And if you read my forecast, cancers are getting ready to come into some money in some way. Second, it's this energy's hitting your second house, Kathy. So the sun is shining on you and you're blessed. Thank you. Yes, he is a beauty. We've had him since he was 5 weeks old. And he was a rescue from a friend of mine whose husband was a fireman. And his mama and a couple of his siblings had died in the fire, and him and two of his brothers were rescued. My friend has the two brothers, and I got the big baby, and he is quite the ham. Why do I feel so nervous? And I feel like oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Leslie. He loves my daughter more, Gail, but he's going to settle for me, is what's happening. And I think my cats in general are a little freaked out because yesterday I took a really bad fall right here in the bedroom. And I'm lucky I didn't break my ass, but I'm in a lot of pain today. My whole left side is bruised. And the lava lamp fell and landed on my head. So I had an ice pack on my head last night. My wrists are sore because I blocked my. Are you ready to go, Mr. Short Attention Span? Okay, bye. So anyway, I had a little bit of a fall, and I think it freaked the cats out. So they've been a little more clingy to me than usual. That's just one of those things. But usually he's the oldest daughter baby. I feel that too, because like last night when I went to bed, we have our big black cat, and the big black cat, he's in love with my husband. My husband calls him his big gay cat because the cat loves men. It's a male cat. He loves men, and that's okay, you know. But after I had fallen, he like was following me all over the house, just like, is she okay? Is she okay? So animals are very, receptive to our feelings and our emotions. And I think that they can pick up when we're feeling pain. And like they know, I get out of bed this morning, I was like, oh, Top it off, my mom had a dental emergency, so I would have been on here earlier this morning doing this, but I had to get her to the dentist at 8 a.m. And so I'm like feeling the retrograde really intensely. And that could be because I have a rising in Virgo. I have a dragon's tail in Virgo, and Mercury retrograde is in Virgo. You'll be stiff as, yeah. No, I woke up this morning stiff as a board. I mean, it's just, when you're, not that I'm that old, but I'm in my early 50s, and when you fall, you just kind of, thank God it was me and not my mother, you know what I mean? Because she's 85, and I'm like, but it's my own fault. I was running around feeding all the cats, and I have 6 of them, so that's like a big event. There's a lot going on, and I just moving too fast. I think I tripped over my own Birkenstocks. That's literally what the Birkenstocks almost killed me. Loads of falls. Me too. Lately more than usual, but getting back to Leslie's comment that she feels that like there's something is going to happen. I agree with you 100%. Okay. Um, I think there's something coming around the 22nd, 23rd. I don't know what. I have a feeling it's to do with the economy. Um, like I said in my introduction, I'm kind of nerdy, and yeah, bad. Yes, Kathy, something bad is. I follow a lot of financial platforms, not just spiritual ones. And for the last couple of days, there's a video I pinned to my channel from Coach JV. I want you guys to take a moment to watch that. He's talking about what's happening here. And that big company, BlackRock, they are making some major moves this past week in the finance sector. Moves that aren't making headlines. The only way you'll know about these moves is if you go and look and research them yourself through either the Monetary Forum or the International Monetary Forum. That's one of them. There's a couple of others. I'll talk about the fires in a minute, and that brings me, Gail, to the fires as well. So what was I saying here? Something's going on. BlackRock is buying things up to the point where they're going to rule the world, and it's a little frightening. It's scary. Okay, what they're buying into, and this whole thing with them getting ETFs from Bitcoin. Okay, that's just the beginning of something major. Now they're going in and they're working with China. Okay, and we are getting ready to fall as a superpower. We don't no longer carry clout. Once BRICS goes into effect, and I think that's what's getting ready to happen, is BRICS is getting once BRICS hits, this country goes on a complete decline. And that's why I'm saying 4th house for the United States it's going to affect the United States' 4th house, meaning our security, our real estate market, our families. It's going to displace a lot of people. There's going to be a rise in foreclosures. That brings me to the fires in Lahaina. I've been to Lahaina. I went on my honeymoon 25 plus years ago. Absolutely beautiful place. The banyan trees, but here's the thing. Trying to find the right words to say this. Go and study the history of Hawaii and what the United States did to that island. Okay, it may have become a state in the 50s, but how it got to be a state is atrocious. And it's pretty much the same history that you aren't told in history here in the United States. But if you spend enough time with Native American people, you'll hear the history. It's the same thing. They've colonized it. The gods are mad. I mean, the water's polluted, the military's there, and the water is polluted. Um, Now you've got these investors going over there and trying to get this property, offering money to people for their property that they've just lost. And there are people out there that are just desperate enough that'll do it. There are Hawaiians that are on TikTok telling people that live in Lahaina that are displaced, do not sell your property to these vultures. That's what they are, because what they're trying to do is profit off of someone else's misery. And it's shame. You got it. You absolutely, Kathy. It is absolutely freaking shameful. And then you've got people who are complaining. I spent $5,000 on my trip to Hawaii and I can't even stay in my hotel. Sir, shut up, okay? Because you only lost $5,000. There are people that lost their lives. There's people that lost their family. There's people that lost their home, and all three. Oh, then you've got people like Paris Hilton, the elites that are there swimming. And it's like, you do realize that people died. And don't get me started. The world did not get any better. It's just awful. Now, I've heard conspiracy theories, it was CERN, it was this, it was that. I'm not saying that those don't exist. They very much do. There's a lot of things our government hides from us, but I want to know how the fire started, and that's what I'm not getting any information about. How did this start, and how did it go so fast? Now, through the stars, I had said last week when this happened that it was on a cusp. God, you know what's funny about that? Speaking of Trump, well, let me finish what I'm going to say before I go to Trump. Um, when those fires broke out, Hawaii was right on a cusp of two dragon energies, as I call it, meaning we were moving in from a plutonic phase into a moonic phase. And Hawaii was smack dab in the center of both those energies for a brief period of time. What do both those energies create? Well, the platonic phase creates death, drama, and chaos, and the moonic phase creates family tragedies and displacement. So now, on to Trump. Back in 2015, I told people exactly what was going to happen to Trump in the years to come, and I lost a lot of friends on Facebook for speaking the truth. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That was 9 years ago. I said that Donald Trump will, how did I put it? I need to go back to a newsletter from 9 years ago, but I said Donald Trump will bring a lot of legal problems to the United States, and he will not be a good service to this country. I said it something like that. And I got called a libtard, and I got called this, and I got called that, and yada, 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 yada. And I sat there going, I'm not really coming from a political place. I'm coming from a spiritual place. I'm reading his stars. I'm seeing what's happening. I mean, my software is like a crystal ball. I can go 10 years into the future and see. Well, that didn't sit very well with a lot of people, especially the people in the paranormal community. I don't know what happened to that community, but talk about indoctrinations and being programmed. Oh my God. And, now I hear on the news that the evangelical right is finding that scripture and the word and gospel of Jesus is a little too liberal. He is a horrible human being. He is a horrible, horrible human being. I agree. I saw that in his stars. I knew all about Donald Trump way before Donald Trump was ever president. Way before that. Do I think Biden's perfect? Absolutely not. I don't see Biden finishing his presidency if he gets elected again. I think it's going to be a whole new family. I do not think it's going to be Biden, and I don't think it's going to be Trump. I don't think it's going to be neither one of those. Why can't people see how awful he is? It's not. You want to know what my take on this is? And you only know this once you've been educated on it from our POC community. Okay. And that is that he resonates with a group of people that want to go back to the old ways. And what are the old ways? Well, the old ways are, and we're almost there, where women have no rights, people of color are enslaved, and the white man is supreme. And that's changing. That is not uh, relevant anymore. And that's the problem. That there's an old saying that I was taught by one of my teachers, Chief Sony Reyna, and he used to say, "One Earth, one people." And if you go on my website, I have a banner up that says that my website and my business is a safe place for the LGBTQIA community. So um, it breaks my heart. And it's not just a war against the POC community, it's a war against the LGBTQIA community as well, because, I mean, they're dying at a rapid rate, just like the POC community, because of bigotry and hatred. When you deny people books and literature and reading, when you deny that, you deny people to broaden their mind and to expand their thought process and think for themselves. See, they don't want you to think for yourself. They want you programmed. They want you obedient servants to them. I agree, Kathy. It's just the world is just insane. It's just gone absolute. Wait till the economy drops and they're fighting in the streets, because I see that happening. I see that coming by maybe October. I hope I'm wrong. Now, one of the things I kept saying I got wrong, because, I'm human and I'm not perfect, and the stars aren't 100% either. We as human beings have a way of changing the course of the stars. Okay. Um, trying to find the right words here to say this. One of my predictions, and this was last year, was that Trump and Melania are going to get divorced. Now, a friend of mine said she has way too much to lose. Someone else came at me and says they're not even together. And she's made a deal and this and this and that. So Donald Trump's worst days are not here yet. Wait till December. Come December, there is a possibility he will take his life. There's that possibility. Uh, even he's going to have to realize that, oh, um, I can't fight this anymore. Exactly. I know. That is highly possible. I don't know if the government's taken away his passports, but if they have not, there's also that possibility that he will annex to Russia. That's a possibility too. Um, you're kind, Kathy. I'm not as kind. Um, when you rape a 13-year-old, I hope you fucking die. Sorry. Pardon my French. You dirty sack of shit. I'm sorry. I cannot stand abusive children. One thing I will not put up with. So you're very kind. I'm not so kind. The true strega in me comes out because uh, I, I say no more. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Now, for Patreons, I am going to be posting in a couple of hours your new moon forecast. So look for that. Now, I do have to apologize to Patreons because I realized August 1st was kind of crazy. I am too. I'm also sick and tired of hearing about Hunter Biden. Okay. I'm sick of hearing about both of these assholes. Okay. Rich, overprivileged assholes. And the reason you keep hearing about it is because there's a distraction. So I really do encourage you guys to go and check out the World Monetary Forum. I think I'm saying, or is it the International Monetary Forum? They're on YouTube. Okay. The moves that they're making behind the scene, this is a distraction. It's a big, big distraction from what's really going on right now. And it does have to do with the economy. I'm very, very concerned. We're getting ready to move into a world here in the United States where it is the very, very rich and the working poor and nothing else. The middle class is getting ready to be wiped out, and in about 2 or 3 years from now, there will not be a middle class. There will only be the rich and the poor. I am getting ready to get my citizenship in Italy. I'm applying for heritage citizenship, which means that because my grandparents came from there, um, I'm entitled to a speedier approval. And the reason I'm doing this, not that Italy, Italy is becoming a little fascist too. Um, the prime minister of Italy has decided to go into the homes of lesbian couples and start taking their children away. So Italy is just as fucked up as the USA. Yes, Gail, it is true. It is like that in England as well. Um, and the people are revolting in England as well. And I don't see you having your king for much longer. I give him another maybe 2 years at most, and Charles will be bye-bye. That's just my personal opinion. Um, it's awful. I am going to pull a few oracle cards. If anybody would like me to pull one for you, just say yes in the chat, and I will start pulling. But yeah, you're right. The world has gone absolutely insane, and I have a feeling October is going to be absolutely the worst. Okay, Leslie, you're up first. Gail, you'll be next. And Kathy, you're next after that. Okay, let me just shuffle for a bit. And that's why I'm seeing where, as we start, okay, so Pluto is moved back into Capricorn. What does Capricorn rule? Politics, government. So with Pluto moving back into Capricorn, it's cleaning house. It's finishing up what it didn't get done starting in 2008 when it was in there for 14 years. It's starting to clean house. So I guarantee you in a few years from now, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, these people will be a distant memory. Hopefully, like I said, if the evangelicals have their way, there'll be gerrymandering and they'll be trying to control our votes and our voting rights. There's that. Because these people can't play fair. They have to cheat, lie, and steal in order to make it. And I guess, that's the good gospel of God, right? I'm being very facetious because even my mother, who's a devout Christian, says, I don't know what Jesus they're worshiping, but that's not the Jesus Christ I believe in. Are we back again? I can't read cards and hold you. You have to wait, sweetheart. All right. All right, Leslie, you're up first. Let's see what oracle card we have today. See, Kathy? Yes. And even, people in my own family that are very religious are like, okay, this is not Jesus Christ. This is, now these people want to change the scripture because it's too liberal. Jesus Christ was about feeding the poor. The meek will inherit the earth. We feed the poor. We help the sick. Are we doing that? No, we're not. So you can't tell me you believe in God and a higher power and then treat other human beings like complete shit. It just, the hypocrisy is astounding. Okay, here we go, Leslie. Now the first card up this is got it. It's up. It's in reverse. Now remember this deck. I'm going to try and hold this deck. The reverse are better than the upright. So I will have to read it to you. This is card number. No, I can't, honey. This is card number 52. And a 5 and a 2 is a 7. Now, a 7 is a working number. Some people have said it is more of a Judas number. I've heard one of my clients on here say it is a Judas number, but it is in reverse. So let's see what it says. This is Goddess of the Moon. I don't think I've ever drawn this card before. Some of these, I've had this deck for almost 3 years now. And there are literally some cards in this deck that I have never drawn before. My cat is the Lion's Gate. Yeah, boy, is he a big baby, I tell you. I wouldn't have it any other way. The more I see how humanity treats each other, the more I would rather just be alone in my house with these guys. Okay, this is all I need. Yeah, go there. Okay. Jesus Christ, kids, stop fighting. God, a little scuffle. So this is about intuition and going deep within, Leslie. Okay, so when this is drawn in its reverse, Spirit is asking you. This card reveals blocked intuition and inner disconnect, or a sense of living in the dark. You have a deep desire to know your purpose and truth, but they can feel very distant. This is a message of dissatisfaction where your inner self is concerned. So maybe reconnecting more to spirit. Sometimes going into nature helps us do that, even for myself included. When I'm feeling incredibly disconnected from spirit and the energies around, I will go take a walk into nature, walk by the lake. It just kind of does something to me. And it does help me to reconnect with my inner spirit. But let me go on. It's possible that extreme worry and discontent are the obstacles to your inner peace and wisdom you seek. So if you need to let go of that and renew your faith in yourself and the internal spirit, get out into your own blessed eternal nature. What did I just say? Your soul, your higher self knows you best. So allow stillness into your life. Listen to the stirring of your own intuitive voice and trust what you have received. I hope that helped, Leslie. Okay. Gail, you're next. Let me give it a little shuffle. Yeah, that is wise. Shut the TV off. Um, my family's on vacation this week. My daughters have gone to see their grandmother down in San Diego, so the house is very quiet. It's just me and my mother, and I decided to stop watching the news several days ago, but I do need to. I go in and I look in the morning. I don't leave it on all day. And then I got hooked on some show on Netflix that I've never really watched before. I think I watched it years ago on Hallmark. It was on the Hallmark channel, and it's called Good Witch. And it's with that actress Kristen Bell. She's a very pretty lady. And it's very, hallmarky and wholesome. And, she portrays the good witch. She's the white witch of the town and owns a candle shop. But I don't know, I got hooked on watching it. And that's kind of what I've been binging these last couple of nights is that show, Good Witch. It's just kind of a feel-good show with a love story. And it has some good values to it, some good morals. And I don't know. I just kind of been watching that and shutting the TV off. So yes, Leslie, please shut the TV off because it's a real shit show. All right, Spirit, what message do you have for Gail? Did you? Okay, I'm on season 3. Now I saw the old one where when she was married to the cop. I'd seen that one years ago on the Hallmark channel. I remember and then I didn't realize they had made more. So I'm like, oh my God. I got all happy. All right, Gail, let's see what Spirit has for you. What messages? Hold on. My cards are sticking. Jeez. Did someone spill something on these? Jesus. Hold on. I'm going to reshuffle these a second. There we go. Better. Okay. This one popped out. It is number 13, which is a 4. And it came out upside down. Now, this is called upright. It's called financial constraints. I am sorry, it's not as clear as it should be. Financial constraints. It was dealt upside down. So let's see what that says. It's number 13. So this could represent that you were having some financial issues and now maybe the clouds are clearing a little bit, because this does talk about restrictions concerning money. So, but it is in reverse. So anytime it's in reversed, this card pretends to increase in the money about to come your way. So this is a very good, like I said, the reversed on these are wonderful. So there might have been some hard times and constraints with money, but the previous constrictions have broken open and there is greater flow of money and other things. As more funds come in, you'll find that you have the freedom to take more risks and spend without previous extreme precautions. Excuse me. The river of abundance is starting to flow your way. but don't be too cavalier. Always bring your consciousness to this and every aspect of your life. So, Gail, um, this is a very good card. If money has been tight, something in the next few weeks is coming in for you, hon, financially. You know, extra cash, something. You'll have to keep me posted. Okay? Good luck. When you put the cards back in the deck and you do it upside down, do you do it upside? Well, I just put it in the back upright like that. See how I put it at the bottom? And then what I do is, you're very welcome. And what I do is I reshuffle. I mean, I know that there are some people that put it off to the side so the person doesn't get the card again. But, Spirit might have the same message for someone else. So I don't want to deny that person that spiritual message by putting the card off to the side. Um, and yes, shuffling. I mean, look at my hand and look at this deck. It's huge. So shuffling kind of helps me to mix them all up again. Well, it's how you pull them too. Like if you pull a card and it's upright, you read that card the way it is. There are some tarot readers that my astrology teacher, the guy who taught me astrology, he taught me tarot too, but he only taught the major arcana. And I personally I think it's because he didn't know the minor one. Okay. He thought he knew everything. But when he read, he did not believe in reading them reversed. And I'm like, okay. When I do the Astro Tarot spread, the 12 card, I don't do reverse. That's the only spread, though, that I don't do reverse because we're working with soul's purpose energy, and every house is the 12 experiences of our personality. So, okay, Kathy, here we go. Wow, this one spit out. Contract, upright. It's number 6. And if you look at it closely, Kathy, you see a lady holding scales. So this is Libra energy in some ways. Okay. This is about contracts. This, before I give the explanation in the book, this can mean something exactly what you've been looking for. And you're going to be signing a contract in the next few weeks. So this is a very good card, and it's spit out. See, that's why when you hear me shuffling and you hear me say the person's name, I have to get that name out there so that the energy around me understands the person I'm talking about. I don't need the birthday. I just need the name. So let's read what this says. I gave you my interpretation. Let's see what the deck has to say. And the number 6 is it's a very family oriented number in a lot of ways. And I'm not a numerologist, but I will tell you, I'm thinking about taking some classes in numerology because I think they go hand in hand with astrology in some ways. And I think my Nana would be very proud of me if I went back and learned some. Okay, so this is about partnership and legal commitment. Now, partnership doesn't mean a romantic one. Partnerships can represent business. And you being Cancer, you rule that 7th house. Cancer rules the 7th, or no, excuse me, that's the 4th house. You rule the 4th house, the house of security, home, family, if that makes any sense. And right now, the new moon is in a Cancer 2nd house. This is the house of wealth, possessions, and self-esteem. This card shows a contract is in the background, ready to be signed, indicating a committed connection of some sort. So this could be a job. This could be a new career. I know what you're looking for, so I'm thinking it's the job. This union may be a business deal, the sale of a home, a new job, or even a commitment in marriage. Wherever the connection, this card is more than a casual agreement. It's usually something that requires a document that's binding. Okay, a binding document, at least for the time being. The scales of justice also indicate that if a legal action is underway, it is likely to turn out in your favor. This card shines a light on potential opportunities, so remaining aware and receptive of what may be coming your way. It is a very good card, and with it having the scales sitting there like that, Kathy, the balance and harmony will be coming back to you. I know with not having jobs and then looking for new jobs, there is a feeling of balance that comes with us, with a great many of us. Um, so I'm so glad. You are very welcome. I'm so glad we pulled that as well. That is a great card. But there you go. That is your forecast, and I'm wishing all of you a very blessed couple of weeks. I'll be back on Friday for Financial Fridays, and let's hope nothing too tragic happens in the news these next couple of days. But you just never know with the energies around. You're very welcome. Back at you, babe. Um, what else was I going to say? I think I've covered it all. If you want more information, go to my newsletter, astrologywitch.com, and you can go and join my Patreon for $5 a month, and you can get a lot of, I give a lot for $5. Okay. I do give a lot for $5. So it's a small investment to know the stars. And I think I've covered it all. So all of you out there, it is Wednesday. The weekend is almost here. It is hump day. So get out there, make it a good one, and be safe, okay? The next couple of weeks should be very enjoyable. Just watch certain energies, maneuver around those days of caution is my best advice to you. Um, Bye, Gail. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope abundance comes your way. Blessings to all of you. Gail, thank you. Kathy, thank you. And Leslie, if you're still in there, hon, thanks so much for tuning. And all of you out there, have a great day. Be blessed. Ciao bello.